We want to get to some developing news out here of Washington, with House Speaker Kevin McCarthy confirming that Congressman George Santos has been seated on a couple of committees. According to the reporting from our team here at NBC News, he's getting seats on the Small Business Committee and on the Science, Space, and Technology Committee. Not exactly like the top prestigious committees, but like, there you go. And the reason why this is so newsworthy, because like if you're saying to me, Hallie, are you serious? A member of Congress's committees, do I care? Remember, this is the guy who acknowledged lying about his resume. There were real concerns about, should he get access to like intelligence secrets, national security secrets? Would that be okay? Ryan Nobles is joining us now. It sounds like the answer is no. He did not get access to that stuff. He's on these other committees. Listen, no disrespect to any congressional committee. God bless science, space, and technology. You know what I mean? But there was obviously a lot of sort of machinations at play here.
Well, Hallie, these are not the A committees, which I think is what you're alluding to. There is a special group of committees which take the bulk of the most important policy challenges that face the Congress, and most of that is funneled through those A committees. Both of these committees, the Small Business Committee and the Science, Space, and Technology Committees, do not fall under that banner, but they still do very important work. I mean, a Small Business Committee in particular is something that you can go back to your constituents and show that you're actively involved in your community and you're helping people find jobs and build businesses. So these are still significant contributions that he will be able to be a part of in Congress. And there was some thought that he would not be assigned to any committees, that that would be kind of the line in the sand that the Republican leaders would be able to draw as all these investigations into George Santos play out. Kevin McCarthy's chosen to take a different route. When I just caught up with him a few minutes ago and asked him about the Santos committee assignments, and he basically told me that this is standard protocol. He is a sitting Republican member of the House of Representatives, and that affords him the ability to sit on committees. And if you're not on one of the 8 committees, you get 2 committees, and these are the 2 committees that the steering committee has assigned him to. You say about classified briefings, that's not an impossibility with the Space, Science, and Technology committees.
That's also true.
They do deal with information that can often be sensitive. So there is the possibility. I mean, every member of Congress on any level, regardless of what committee they sit on, has the opportunity to be a part of classified briefings. So that's where George Santos is right now. And the simple fact of the matter is, Hallie, if we've talked back and forth about his future, until one of these investigatory bodies adjudicates this situation in some way, shape, or form, he is going to be an active member of Congress who's going to vote on important pieces of legislation.
Right.
And that process needs to play itself out before anything's going to change.
It's a good point. Ryan Nobles live for us on the Hill. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.